Okay, in this video we're going to be looking at the rule of thirds. Now the rule of thirds quite simply is whatever the subject area that you'll be taking your picture you imagine it divided into three parts. So I'm just going to draw quick lines, not very straight, but anyway. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, so like a tic-tac-toe. Imagine this all equal. So we're looking at the rule of thirds, so you basically want to make sure that things aren't necessarily dead center, and you want to try and line things up to this line here, this line down here, or to the left and right. So what we're going to do is look at some of the pictures that we took before, and we can sort of get an idea of whether they work or not. So let's just go over here. Now this is one that I took after we did our video thing with my digital camera, and this actually works quite well. The tip of the leaf is up in the top third. We have a different colored dirt here, or some gravel or whatever, sort of leads up into the middle of the leaf, and we get a nice reflection here. So that actually works pretty good. It leads the eye into the leaf, and the leaf itself is a little bit off-centered, so it's not quite centered, it's just a little bit to the left. So that one works pretty good. You might crop a little bit off the bottom, but overall not bad for composition. So we'll go to the next one. This one works very well too. We have something that's called framing. We have the small dead branch at the top here that's hanging on to this dead leaf. It kind of frames the picture, and in this case the leaf works very well hanging directly down the center. It also ends somewhere down in the bottom third. So again, that balance-wise, that works pretty good. Okay, so now we're going to take another one that doesn't work. This is another picture I took quickly, and as you can see, this the dandelion is pretty much dead center. So that doesn't really work. So what we can do is we can correct it in Photoshop and another digital imaging digital imaging programs by doing a layer mask or cropping it and that sort of thing. So we'll just do a real quick look at something. So I'm just going to do this, and let's see if this works here. Okay, so there we go. We've cropped that down, and now right away you can see that it's working a little bit better. We've got a little more open space at the top, kind of leads your eye up there. We can maybe manipulate that a little bit more, maybe make it a bit wider, a bit taller, but you sort of get the idea of the rule of thirds and how you can actually correct something if you don't actually take it correctly. Okay, so let's take another quick look. Here's another photo, and this works pretty well. The main white flower is a little bit to the left in the left third. We have a little bit of another smaller flower down here in the bottom third, so it sort of keeps your eyes busy, and it looks pretty good. And let's go to another one. Now, this one I particularly liked. I like the way the balance works with the stem coming up on an angle, and it pretty much matches the lattice in the background. Now it's kind of centered, so again, didn't quite work as far as the rule of thirds, but what we can do is chop a little bit at the top off. I don't know if that'll work or not, but the good thing about using Photoshop and other digital imaging software is you can try stuff out and it won't actually destroy the picture. So do that works a little bit better. Still a little bit on the high side, so I'd probably adjust down a little bit more here, or take a little more off the bottom. But again, you can sort of see where you can play around with it and just sort of see how things look, and then we can just go right back to the original photo. So I'm going to pause the video here, and we'll continue on with the rest of the photos in a moment. Okay, so now, so that works not too badly. I might still want to work on taking a little bit off the top, but I think you sort of get the idea on how we can manipulate the photo even if you don't take a good composition. And that's important too, when knowing what your digital imaging software can do allows you to compose a picture out in the field, and if you know it's not quite right, you know that you'd be able to correct it when you get back. So that's really important to understand the limitations and what you can do with the different programs. Okay, so we're just taking a look at another one. This one's pretty good. Again, this flower's almost in the top third, so again I'd probably chop the top little section off Let's see if that's going to work for us. Do that. Oop. Sorry about that, I had to correct that. So something like that brings the flower down to there. Maybe bring the sides in a little bit more so it's a little bit more narrow, maybe matching this lamppost back here. But again, you can see how you can sort of work around things. And let's see, we got that one there we've already looked at. And so this one here is another good example of the rule of thirds. The point of interest is sort of up in around here where this moss is, and we have some sort of concrete filtered around. Now the main bulk of the concrete is over to the right, which is sort of in the right third. The rest is covered by leaves, and this actual opening is up in the top third. So you can sort of, your eye is led up into this area. So that's a good example of it working. And what else do we have here? And this one here. Now this one, I really like the layout of it. The colors are just absolutely gorgeous, except I just didn't lean down far enough. What I would have preferred to have done was gotten more of the stem at the bottom and had the flowers near the top. So we have two options. It was in my backyard, so I can always go back into my backyard, take the picture again, or we can try and manipulate it in Photoshop. So again, let's just take a quick look, see if a layer mask would work. Probably a little bit thinner, something like that. So something like that works, maybe even a little bit thinner. Let's try it again. Take it a little bit tighter. Move that over like that. So that's sort of what I had in mind. I would have preferred a little more stem at the bottom. Now if you're using a digital camera that's at least 9 megapixels or larger, which is basically all you can get now, the great thing about this, when you crop to this size and then increase the image size from here, you won't lose any resolution. So you'll have really good resolution at all the different sizes that you want to do. So that's the advantage there. So that gives you an idea of the rule of thirds. And the next video, we're going to talk about color correction and how to enhance the photo just slightly, just so that it looks a lot better, in order to get it all ready to upload to either your Zazzle account, if we're going to be doing stuff in there, or into the other imaging companies where you may be able to sell your images and stuff. Okay, so in the next video we'll look at color correction, and talk to you soon.